of what the pro scene is doing in order to participate at this level as well. So that's going to be really exciting to see. For now, though, we are already in our first game of the day, first carousel. That is going to be a pretty nice thing to see.
What do we got in this lobby today?
Ooh, well, I can tell you right now, I believe we are starting here with Jirachy's perspective. Oh, no, Drown's God perspective, excuse me. But you see Pockygom over there. Pockygom's going to be in this lobby, too.
Some very big names here.
Yeah, some very big names. Yeah. I do like Drown God's start here of the belt. It's a very good conservative start. It means that you can go into a bunch of defensive flex options.
Probably the top priority could be that Sunfire Cape. Get that Grievous Wounds down early. So you don't have to worry about it at all.
It's definitely a strong win more capability, just pure and simple, and it just works so effectively.
And look at that. He
Yeah.
gets an Alawi.
It's, you know what? Astral Starter
Pack,
you know?
We can talk about that.
Oh, my. And heck, hey, look at that.
And
There's going to be your next one, too.
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You got it figured out. All in all, like, again, like,
we should probably
Astral,
talk about the Astral.
we should talk about Astral a little bit.
Like, we're going to see a lot of people do that.
And I feel like if you've been on Reddit, if you've been on Twitter, you're probably tired of people talking about Astral because it's been such a prevalent composition.
Especially with the 3 Astral buff from 5 to 10. That's literally double your AP.
And it especially works great, too, when you have such natural synergies into Mage, having both Vladimir and Nami early, easy to activate if you find a Heimerdinger as well. So it's all going to be a fairly effective
very niche we could see, maybe a Carry Nidalee Shapeshifter.
Honestly, I like Carry Nidalee quite a bit, just because of how effective that she is to run, and the fact that even if you feel like you aren't going to hit her, you can flex into a slightly more contented comp with the Varus. But for now, though, I don't want to predict too much about what's going to be going on Drowned God's board. It's still pretty early, and it is risky.
Yeah, since level 5 hyper rolls tend to be risky, especially if you know the Dragonmancer Ezreal comp.
Man, all of these orbs are just dropping Astral units for Drowned God. There's the Nami coming out. Yeah.
So he's got
it's a prismatic start. What a way to start a tournament.
Yeah, and he goes for the prismatic.
Hey, I mean, I feel like Cybernetic Uplink is probably one of the safest ones you can probably go for here.
Yeah.
It means you get to spread out your items. You get that effectiveness immediately here. And I also think that's good when you have an item start like this one that we're viewing right now. Sure, if you're feeling pretty crazy, you can and you will actually slam the Zizirot portal.
Okay.
This is an incredibly strong item, but is often going to be underutilized, I feel like. More often, though, you are going to be seeing more of a spread out early on with these items, especially with Cybernetics. But Zizirot is such a powerful early game item because it gives you that free unit.
Yeah, and
the taunt, yeah.
Yeah, and the Zizirot doing it. I remember when it was just a little tiny bug.
It's grown far away from there.
Yeah, it's matured. It's grown up. It's grown up in
It's not quite the oh, excuse me. Remember from set 5 the shining items or whatever whose names
the
radiant items. Thank you so much. That's going to be a big difference here. Here though, we're going to be seeing Buddha, who has gone for a little bit more something aggressive with their augment choice.
Ooh, he's
going
for the Whispers Elise.
Yeah. Ooh, and those are good items for the Whisper Elise as well. Like
Bloodthirster into the QSS, but not really hoping on the resets. That's what's pretty interesting. Because sometimes you just go for the Gauntlet IE, have the Elise just go bite, go up, bite, go up, bite, go up.
Usually in a case like this, you would be seeing Elise go for Ginsu's Rage Blade, just because that means it can synergize nicely. Ooh, there's the bite and go up as you were talking about.
There's the reset.
Oh, Shaco players getting flashbacks, I feel like, right now.
Set 3 Shaco, baby.
Oh, boy. Heck, you even get a ping or two just to say. But, yeah, no, overall, like, Elise is very strong. I feel like she's sort of come up more as part of the B patch of this particular patch, or excuse me, just generally. It's been pretty crazy to see, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit.
Yeah, and so far so good. Just one away from the Mage, but, you know, it's still an option. He still has a lot of options to go for. It does hit that 2-star Tahm Kench. Pretty much secures the front line at that point.
One thing you always have to be mindful of here is how you want to try to manage your streak at this stage, though. That early 2-star Tahm is going to be pretty strong. You don't necessarily want to end up in a waffle situation where you're winning and losing and winning and losing. You're not able to maintain anything whatsoever.
That just feels horrible.
And also, like, early on, it's so hard to kind of scout to sort of figure out how you are going to be able to avoid that. After the second carousel, you should have something a little bit more defined of which way you want to go. But here, though, fighting here against Danny, who stayed at level 3, has a unit down and actually loses 4-0. That's going to be
that's a 1-1. Yeah,
pretty huge amount of damage.
Start. That's not looking too good on the economy side.
Yeah,
but
Danny also, I think, with a 1-1 start, too. That is going to be hurting their economy, too. But they will recover a bit more because they haven't invested early on.
That is true. Especially Danny, though. He hasn't. He's still level 3. He does hit level 4 now. He didn't use his 4 gold to get that level 4 early, so he still has an opportunity to build that economy per se.
Yeah, curious to see how it's going to go. Ooh, a lot of plays going on with the Skarner right now on the bench. I don't really think I like moving in. I do like the pre-level here just to try
to level 5, so you can get those 3-star units.
Or free cost units.
Yeah, it's a free roll for a higher chance 3-cost units.
Oh my goodness, is that a Rebel Crown that was picked up there by Pocky right over there? That is pretty exciting to see. Look at that, Ginsu's static. I don't know about you.
Those are Deja items.
Those are Deja items, yeah, exactly.
Those are Deja items, 100%.
Yeah, and this is also another good fight.
That basically just means that the rest of the lobby basically knows what Gachagon wants to go for. So,
I mean, the only bright side is that you don't usually see Deja 2 contested here, so that is going to be a thing to see.
It's also very hard to hit.
That is true. This
is a very rare occurrence. It's only 2-3 and he has all those items.
Hey,
that's unheard of.
That's how it goes.
It's unheard of.
Yeah, not only that as well, take a look. They are going to be second in the pick for items right here at 88 HP. So they are going to have a little bit more priority on this carousel than, say, for example, you are going to be seeing Drown God or Smoke Trees or Buddha, who are, actually Smoke Trees is right now currently
Mr.
top of
100
or Mr. 100. It's going to be a pretty crazy thing to see. A tier is picked up here for Drown God.
All
Again,
right.
I feel like at this point, just cybernetic value. Can't really complain about that too much.
Gotta get that Shojin on the Nami.
Gotta get that Shojin on the Nami.
That's what he's going for.
Let's take a look-see.
I wonder what the Mirage buff is this game.
Oh yeah, we haven't been able to check that just yet.
Because speaking of Deja, we gotta know.
Oh yeah, we
gotta know.
I mean, there are going to be some signs. We see some pirate chests popping around here and there. That's going to be a pretty clear giveaway. But again, we're gonna have to wait a little bit just because of seeing what people hover, all that kind of stuff.
He's got the 3 mage popping off.
Hey, I mean, I like it. This is what I was talking about in terms of that easy activation for Astral Mages and a good way to offset the fact that when you run, a nice even little second reroll in here just to see if you can get another Astral upgrade. Does come through with the Vlad, too. Would have been nice if you got a bit more Nami. It is level 5, so you do have the better odds.
Varus is available, so a pivot could maybe go off. Maybe a Shojin on the Varus. Not a bad idea, but it's not really the most optimal choice.
It is a little bit on the riskier side. It will mean that Varus is going to be casting earlier. I can say when this set was still on the PBE, I was testing Shojin, Ginsu's, and I think Static Shiv or something like that as options on the Varus.
Point of view now.
Yeah, let's take a look-see.
We've even got a camera now.
Yeah, they are doing pretty nice.
I
mean, hey,
what's he going for? He's going for the Guardian Mirage.
Yeah, they are. So we'll have to see exactly how that goes.
Right now, he's going more of a general composition. You can't really figure out where you want to go from here. It's really just more a jack of all trades kind of composition.
Yeah, they are definitely doing a pretty good job of that. And then we even get to confirm, as you were saying, Warlord is going to be the Mirage in this game. And the one thing I have to fault actually here for Jirachy, and it feels icky to do. I don't like criticizing other commentators, but they have gone for the Luden's Echo augment here, and I don't see many ways to activate it across any of the units that are on their bench. Yes, Aatrox has the ability to. Yes, Sejuani could too.
But there's only 2. Yeah, there's really only 2. So they're not really getting much value out of that.
At the same time, though, take a look at how they've been playing right now. It's been a lot of lost streaks. It looked like it got a weird hiccup of a win here on stage 2-3. However, there are still ways around it. It looks like they want to try to maintain a small loss streak coming in here. We will get to see how the spike goes.
Just tank their HP, find the stuff you really need, and then just go for it. But
yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not going to be criticizing at all. I think maybe even forgoing that early game damage on what is usually an early game dominance augment could be part of a wire play to get better carousel priority. I'm really curious to see how Jirachy is going to play this.
Yeah, and so far, like I said, the Guild, the Guardian. Oh, wait. Speaking of which, there's a pivot coming in.
I was going to say, this is usually when you start to see some transitions starting to come in on these boards, just to try to see if you can turn this streak into a larger advantage once you have a reset from the Krug items and such like that. I know for Jirachy, they've been really favoring the more scale scorn types of builds, and just generally for them, that's been particularly with everyone's favorite deer, I believe, right now.
Yes, the Lilia, especially with those buffs that literally just kicked in like a patch or two ago.
Yeah, pretty much. So we'll have to see exactly how that goes through for them. Sword coming in.
They got the items.
Well, they could go IE Jewel Gauntlet. We'll have to see exactly how it goes through.
Giant Slayer's not bad.
Well, you know the way that you usually play a lot of scale scoring is that you are trying to find out if you're either going to be playing Lilia or Olaf. A lot of that does come based on the items, and you are going to be mostly uncontested on carousel just because of how many cloaks you need. And as we saw on the opening carousel, who cares about cloak? Just plain and simple. So here, though, it looks like for now we're going to be seeing the bird over there going to be the main item holder for that Lilia. Over time, though, will come through. They are going to have a little bit of contention here. Here's the question mark things coming down. What are you doing in my comp?
It's getting spicy here.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone's going scale scoring already with the Olaf.
I mean, it's always going to be a tricky thing to see. For now, though, you do start to have more activators here for Ludens. This should be better in order for Jirachy to be able to activate it and really get that augment power in.
There it is.
Look at the shred coming down
the Glacial
there.
Storm.
That Glacial Storm is huge, too, because remember, it's cutting magic resist. It's giving, excuse me, it's applying Grievous Wounds.
And it's being amplified by Giant Slayer.
All that kind of stuff is getting crazier and crazier and crazier. This is what I was talking about, where you have these post-PvE rounds in order to snap streaks.
Yes. It does give you extra time to figure out what you want to do, maybe level, maybe roll. And also the PvE naturally giving you stuff to help you along the way. And
Definitely,
here we go, second augment.
Oh, look, taking the Revel Heart. Oh, that's because we're on Gachagam right here. We just actually switched as the augments were coming through there. That is a crazy switch. Look, actually coming in here. That's going to be the Draven's Axe item as a Shimmer Scale. That is huge if you want to go into a more Corki-oriented build. It's going to be different from what we were talking about before with Deja, but there are interesting options opening up here.
Yeah, and with that Revel Heart, going to put it on volley.
I like a bear that can fire rockets. That's one of the scariest things I think I've ever seen.
Lightning is scary enough, but rockets?
Have you given this bear pyrotechnics? That is the most terrifying concept I've seen.
Yeah. Just thinking about it. Going to put the item
I mean,
on
I
Jinx
like
for
this.
the
I mean,
yeah.
all the Shimmer Scale items, they pop up super easily. You just have to take it off the board. It's a free little switch, so you don't have to worry about it the same way you would have to traditional items.
That is very true.
So, hey, I mean, just get them on there. You'll be able to get some good value out of them no matter who you put it on. And especially for Draven's Axe, where you are going to be trying to get up to 100 as quickly as possible to get free item components, I think this is a great way to play.
Oh, this one's not looking too good, but...
I mean, you say it's not looking too good,
and
then we see a hilarious number of rockets coming out.
Oh, my God.
Is every proc individually from the lightning procking a rocket? I think so, too.
That's what it looked like.
To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen
I saw the chain, and then I see rockets coming from that chain.
I don't think I've ever seen a Rebel Volibear before, personally. So this is a fun learning experience for me.
This is like a good Deja pivot.
I mean, like I said, we'll have to see exactly how it goes. I personally think Deja could work pretty nicely here, just because you can easily drop to the Shimmer Scale because the Shimmer Scale item priority was Draven's Axe first, so you can just run the initial one. The downside, though, you're losing a dragon.
Yeah.
So, again, it could just be you stay here and you let someone else hold all these items, keep Trainer in. I like a bunch of these different options. You just need, I think, a better activator for Rebel. Who are you thinking kind of in this situation?
Oh, that is definitely a tough question. Ultimately, the goal is Deja. We've been talking about that for a lot now, but trying to figure out something off the top of my head. But the Tristana, it's doing its job.
Yeah.
So
we're also watching Smoke Tree in the background too. They're playing the Elise as we were highlighting a little bit before. Did get to see Elise jump up and down a few times, but Elise is such a finicky champion in my opinion, just because if you're not able to get her to the position where she is able to scale, where she's able to get far, she is just going to die pretty quickly.
Yeah, you're just going to fall flat at that point.
And that's why it's good that we even see the Whisper Heart being picked up here as the silver augment.
Yes.
That is going to mean it's easier to activate the higher levels of Whisper. They're going to make it easier for her in order to shred through some tankier enemies that she could normally get stuck on. So every little bit helps. It is going to be a rough thing to see. Spatula is staying on the carousel here for just a little while longer. Spatula has seen higher priority in this set just because of some of the more interesting scenarios for it.
Yes, especially not. I mean, there are a bunch of different options, but
wow, it's going to go 3 here, I think.
Ooh.
Hold on, let's see if Pocky goes for it. No, they're going to go for the gloves. The Spatula is untouched. I feel like we're back in set 6.
Yeah.
Not used to it at all.
Personally, I don't prioritize Spatula that much, especially
unless you have the exact component or something.
Yeah. Ooh, we're seeing some big
still, I
moves
feel like
coming
this
in.
is a statement for Jirachy right now. Like, hey, you're trying to play this? No. I'm just going to run this just to mess with you.
Just buys the 2-star, gets the 2-star Lilia just
Look,
to
even
mess
got
with
the
them.
ping just to say, hey, look at me, look at me.
And he's going to use it.
I have to say, part of me is waiting to hear Jirachy from down over in the LAN center, which is another great thing about being in a LAN where you get to hear about all these crazy things going on. I'm just waiting to hear Jirachy go, what is that on your board? That's mine. Get that out of here.
Soon. I don't think they've realized just yet. Not that I know of.
We'll have to see. Drown God is going to be our top streaking player on the leaderboard right now at 96 HP. Have a board to really showcase that as well.
The Cannoneers are going in. The Tristana putting in those Revel stacks coming in. Look at those rockets. One of those randomly hits the Rise, and it's all a win.
Oh, no, it's Namzi
look at
that does.
go. And, Namzi. It's just going to be...
Not over yet. Wait
a minute. Okay.
There we go. There we go.
Ending
the streak is going to be huge.
That got close.
Because at this point, unless someone started streaking, yes, that is going to be correct. Pockygom is the only person streaking right now. That is going to be a huge economic boost to them. And it's just going to be a huge kick to everyone else in this line.
Now we're going on to Drown God's point of view. Just coming from a loss, doesn't really have that economical advantage anymore.
And as I was sort of trying to lead into before, they do have a good setup for the Rise. They have the Spear of Shojin. They have the fact that I believe that variant that we were talking about earlier for the Cybernetic Uplink is the mana version, so all these things are going to feed into the Rise, casting more and more and more for his higher and increasingly crazy mana costs. You also have the tier that is eventually going to become an Archangel Staff, just in order to scale with that even more phenomenally. Because remember, Rise scales with the amount of mana that he has, as well as AP that increases the percentage based on that mana. And that can get out of hand really quickly for a free cost. Here, though, against Jirachy.
Does have that Lilia with the Ionic Spark and the Archangels.
Yeah, this is around, I think, what you want to see. I would like to see a bit of healing on this Lilia, so maybe we see a Hodge, or best case scenario, we see something like a Celestial Blessing coming in from the next Augment choice.
Oh, wait, here
It'll be curious to see how it goes.
Oh, no, the
right in the back.
The polymorph, kind of unfortunate. One more. Ooh,
yeah, good amount of protection.
That was some pretty good damage.
I mean,
especially with the shed.
Lilia's scary. I mean, you have scale score and multiplying all that damage by a healthy amount, and then you have the fact that Lilia's running Archangel as well, just get you crazy amounts of AP over the course of this fight. That's synergizing nicely with Cavalier as well, which usually is the one that you go for as a vertical kind of in that comp. It just gets out of hand super fast. I gotta say though, the one thing against Drown God right now is that they're pretty low gold here on level 7. They have only found one Rise here. So this can honestly be a pretty scary situation if you tunnel into this and the game just doesn't let you hit. I don't think we've seen too many other people hit Rise. There's a Rod, though.
That is true. That is a free Archangels. And a tier. But
the tier I'm
you
less
don't really want to go on.
about.
Yeah, tier you don't really want to go.
Because, yeah, you already have the 2 tiers you really need. You have your Archangels tier, and you have your Shojin tier. That's all excellent. But at that point, you don't really need anything else. You really would prefer to get something like that. Like, whoa, my goodness, I was saying, hey, you don't have those Rises. What are you talking about? Right there. Easy enough.
Yeah, he hit level 7 right before 401, which is the most optimal timing for level 7. So, and he can stay at level 7 all he wants. Maybe go for the 3-star Rise. Level 7 is the best time to go for it. So.
Okay, they do end up placing the Arcane. They're hovering the Rod over the Nami for a little bit, which was very surprising to me, but Nami can do a bunch of crazy heals. It looks like they are actually going to forgo the Shojin here on the Rise, which I actually like in this situation when you are running the Augment to give Rise that mana naturally.
Yes.
So it won't be as much, I feel.
A very good point.
But these are the times in TFT where you're able to make these little flexes here and there, recognizing the things that your champion needs and the things that your champion has.
Yes.
And if you already have mana generation, maybe you can forgo that a little bit.
And speaking of augments, look at this.
Stand United.
He does have a reroll.
Oh, there's Celestial Blessing too if you want to go for the heal. Or if you want to go crazy, Component Grab Bag will give you all the items. Earth being hovered, though, they have the tier. It's a guaranteed Mage Spat. Lots of different options opened up here. I like this reroll.
Just thinking about it. Does have that mage like you said, but the question is, who would you put that on?
I mean, there's a few interesting options kind of at the disposal
There are
here.
many different options.
Like, I personally like Lulu in this situation, just because she's able
idea.
to get double attack speed to folks.
But for the item components, does he hit the things he wants? He could go for a Thief Glove.
Yeah, could go for TG. You could try to slam, for example, a Chalice here just to give Rise even more AP, although, again, with Archangel, that starts feeling a little bit diminishing returns overkill-y.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an unfortunate roll, but he does go for the Banshees.
I like that. Eventually, if that goes towards the backline, that could be very effective. Static Shiv also picked up here. Really important what we're seeing Drowned God doing, by the way. You got all that item power. You got your augment was exclusively item power. If you're not putting that on your board, you're not getting anything out of that augment. So slamming those items immediately on Drowned God's part is a very important part.
Jirachy just popped off.
Yeah, we'll have to see over to the right of our screen. Maybe we'll take a look at their perspective next.
Something happened.
Yeah, it looks like they won that fight, but again, we'll figure that later.
Who wins?
Oh, actually, look.
Oh,
what are those?
Whoa.
We'll talk about that as soon as we get back to Pockygom's board. But Rebel, anyone? That's a little nutty.
Oh, there's Deja. But unfortunately, it's the wrong person to get the Deja.
Well, hey, the right person got the Deja at this point, too, and it looks like they have fully flexed out of Itis. So it means it's well and truly open.
Whoa.
Heck, there's a Deja, too.
What in the world?
Yeah, I like this quite a bit.
Okay.
The only downside at this juncture is that they would have to sell the Tristana, and that means they would lose Namzi. So they actually can't put all of these items on Deja.
He can't
just
hope for
yet.
the dragon.
Can't hold for dragon, get item maneuver.
Yes,
it will be fine. Or again, you find a couple of lucky Tristanas. You take the fact that you're not going to be able to feed Namzi as many stacks, but all in all, this is all crazy. Look at the rockets coming in
even as a bard.
Okay, and now we get to... Oh, that's crazy, too.
Gosh.
We even get to talk about party favors as well as a final augment. This is going to be giving so much free gold to Pockygom just generally. I want to see after this carousel fight just how much gold actually comes through here.
Yes.
Because I think it's like 1 gold for every 6 rockets fired. I think Nami... sorry, not Nami on her own. Sona on her own triggered 2 gold right there from the double cast that she had. All crazy to see.
Oh, my gosh. People are just high-rolling left and right.
I mean, hey, it's TFT. You're going to see some pretty crazy games.
You are going to see it, but and I don't know. I feel like this one is awfully crazy.
I mean, like I said, we're opening today with a Prismatic Augment. There isn't really too much better you can ask for. I mean, maybe if it was like triple Prismatic, but I don't think my heart's ready for that this early in the morning.
I don't think I've had that yet in my games.
It's nutty when it happens.
It does. It is.
Completely changes your tempo.
I just personally find it really hard.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
So much different choices.
Any Prismatic Augment is so transformative. Sona 2, that's going to be huge. You also have the pickup of the Triss. This is a huge pickup here. Deja, congratulations. You are now going to be a bot here to get all of this coming through. Heck, even getting on the QS here over the stack ship, which I love quite a bit. Just because, hey, that means Sona can cast a little bit faster and get that the magic resistance off a little bit better. On top of that, too, it opens up Deja to be immune to any forms of CC.
Can't wait to see this.
Let's go. Let's watch all the rockets.
Deja vu. Let's go.
Come on, Danny. You're the first person to hit this. Danny's also running a pretty crazy comp, too.
Zaya.
That's going to be hard to really deal through here. The fact that they have the QS means they are going to be able to go through the Sona. That's going to be a huge amount of damage.
No, okay.
Oh, no. Rockets.
It's the Revel Rockets.
You know, every counter argument I feel like I've been able to make this game has been counteracted by Rockets.
I think the best backline access is Rockets.
Yes, indeed.
Screw
and
us.
That's the crazy thing about Rebel as well, because we talk about
it's just
it's random, but like we talk about front to back compositions, back to front compositions. Rebel is one of those, I'm just going to hit everything comps.
Hit everything,
Look at all that gold, by the way. Hit 6 gold off of that. Fired at least 32 rockets as a result.
And there's even a little...
And yeah, they hit the 75 present. Let's see what that's going to be. Everyone's watching. Come on, what's it going to be? What's in the box? Tome of Traits. That's going to be pretty crazy. I'd like another Rebel emblem, please. We'll see how that goes, though.
Here we go,
Switching over to Danny, who has been going more into scale scoring. Again with the Zaya, as we were talking about before. I like this quite a bit just because Zaya can do wonders with that damage multiplier. And, ooh, they're trying. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Okay. That last little scout there.
Little micro there. Just juking Jirachy. We'll see how this goes. The Olaf does have a Triforce, so they did go for that Ornn item augment. But
and that was
this Zaya is shredding, though.
And that was a phenomenal ult from Hecarim as well, able to stun up so much of Jirachy's team comp. So all very good.
And DannyDonuts will win that fight. Jirachy's still level 6.
Jirachy's still level 6. They're trying to roll down, though, to find Lilia 2. They have 6 of them, see the 3 on their bench. So they are going to be pretty close, but they need to hit it sooner rather than later. It's going to be stage 5 soon.
It's running. They're running out of time. So it's looking not looking too good. I hear question mark pings coming in.
I mean, hey, it's how it goes.
Yeah. Something must have happened, and here we go. The dragon is coming in.
Let's see what everyone is offered here at this stage. Curious to see if we see anything deeper on the Olaf, or if you just want to be careful and take this, just because I see some pretty good stuff here. Yeah, Zeke's is going to be able to buff up the Xayah just a little bit more.
Titans is available. Rage Blade could also be an option.
Ginsu's, yeah, as you're saying.
But
I like Titans, though, just to give a little bit more survivability.
Yes.
Now, do you reforge either the tier or that?
He does. And he goes for the bow. That's a nice static on the Hecarim.
Yeah, let's Hecarim cast a little bit faster. Remember, all these Rage Wing units are going to be gaining technically more quote-unquote mana, really rage, from each of their autos. So anything that's going to make the horse cast faster will be pretty crazy. Heck, you get a level 2 horse, that's going to be even scarier.
I think you go for it. I think you sell the Shen. And
it sucks that you lose the pairs, but you get a 4 cost.
But the 2-star 4 cost.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
much more worth it.
No, I agree.
Yes.
And also, we've already seen DannyDonuts, even though they're in a rough position, they are going to be scouting very nicely. They're able to sort of suss out where Jirachy was going to be going and work from there. And now they're going to be able to try to see what they can do from there to try to keep things
Now it's much easier
going.
to calculate how to put down your units, since now it tells you, the game literally tells you who you could be fighting against next.
Yeah,
because before you had to track that yourself.
The inbuilt scouting tool is a godsend, I feel like, for a lot of
before,
Sorry, I got to talk about this. Look at all the shred happening on the Xayah.
Yeah.
We had a Soraka heal coming in here, and that was nowhere near enough.
I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah, I mean, heck, congratulations, your Soraka casted. You get 2 extra HP, mister. Good job. However, that's not going to be enough.
Well, I mean,
it's gonna stave off the cool embrace of death, but it will still come.
It's still
I'm sorry, I'm getting a little existential here.
2 HP is
it's
2 HP.
It's game 1, and I'm talking about this. Usually I start going off the rails like this more around game 4 or so, so I can't wait to see where I am in a couple hours.
Oh, boy.
And also, another thing to point out, too, all of that damage that was coming out of Xayah was coming out of Xayah without getting the extra bonus from the Aura item. Not the Scale Storm, they were still getting that. They weren't getting Zeke's. So as a result of that, there was still a little bit more room to go. Jirachy, though, on this cursed state, 8 Lilias at their disposal. They have good Lilia items.
They're so close.
Again, I like their itemization here. You see, I'm going to say it again, for the same reason why Jirachy really loved playing Katarina overall. Oh, we're getting an ad. Hey, what do you know? They got an ad going. Like, the same reason why you had Jirachy really having a good time with Talon, as well as, more specifically Katarina. They were able to play things like the Ionic Spark in order to keep things going. Really, a lot of this itemization on Lily is going to be pretty similar to the Golden Girl of Katarina. So that should be pretty helpful, pretty familiar ground. But now with them at this point in 7th place in a pretty rough position, 93 gold here. I mean, that's what happens when you get that's 102 gold, 103 gold.
Yeah.
Pocky, what are you doing here? Are you trying to 3-star something?
I think it's over. I think Gacha's got this in the bag.
I think it's going to be pretty hard for everyone to overcome this. I've seen some pretty crazy upsets in my day, though. The thing I'm looking at, though, is what are they going to try to do with 103 gold? They have a Bard. It's been giving them a lot of odds here.
Level 9
in order
is
to
an
upgrade
option.
Things. Level 9 should be here. They have enough gold already to get to level 9, so that is going to be pretty nice to see.
200 gold.
I mean, heck, I want to see it. I want to see it, Pocky. I'm rooting for you. This is all.
He's in a decent spot for it. The Bard ult coming in for some extra utility. The Deja just pumping out rockets left and right.
Over
there
and
we
over
go.
Again.
He just does not lose. 6 win streak already.
I still feel like Shimmer Scale is strongly in effect here, even though the Idis has been taken out, just purely based off of Revel Spat on this Stasia. It's absolutely crazy to see. Oh no, Jirachy's dead.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. I don't think they didn't get the Lilia 3.
The ads killed him.
Oh.
It's the advertisements.
Oh no.
The ad revenue finishes him off.
Oh, well, they got the ad revenue. That's good. That's good. That's
plus.
Yeah.
But, that's a slight plus. That is
goodness. That's not the opening they
start.
wanted.
Yeah.
We saw them talking about things early on here. They were saying, hey, I feel like I'm going to get contested off of Scale Scorn by Pockygom, who's gone for something completely different here, while meanwhile Jirachy, still sticking to it, isn't quite able to hit. That's a really rough thing to see. And when they're here to defend their crown, that's going to be a rough start to the day.
But then again, it's still only game 1.
Exactly.
A lot of room to come back.
Indeed.
If this happened in, like, let's say like game 3 or 4, it's over.
Yeah, this just means no more mistakes from Jirachy. They need to find their groove back, and knowing them, they will find a way back into this.
Oh, here we go. Up against the
let's see how Danny can,
Deja comp.
Yeah.
Hecarim multi is decent.
Again, at the very least, Xayah has the QS to sort of stave off the major points of CC, like the Bard ulti, like the Sona. However, it might be too much to overcome.
Close. So it was really damn close.
I mean, feathers fly, but rockets fly just a little bit harder, in my opinion. So this is going to be a pretty crazy thing to see. We're so dangerously, daintily close to a top 4, too, at this stage.
16 HP on DannyDonuts. Another member at 6 HP.
Is this just finishing off the Jades? Yep, it is.
There it is.
I mean, I'm used to seeing Rise wipe those boards and those crazy, like, 1v3s. First time I think I've seen it against units that can't necessarily fight back.
Yeah. And, you know, it happens. It simply does happen. As DannyDonuts casually does hit a level 2 or 2-star Talon. I mean, has the option for a Pike.
I think at this point you really want Talon more for the splashes to go in to get the backline access, and also to give you the guild AD onto your Xayah as well, who's also already benefiting from the attack speed coming in from the Twitch, which is now going to be increased because you have 2 guild in. So all this is sort of working its way around in a pretty nice position.
Okay, the Shroud doesn't hit the Xayah, so that's good. But it does hit the Shen, so it's a little bit awkward.
Shen should still be able to activate, although Shen is also in an awkward position. Will not be able to block too much for the... Oh, let's see.
The Xayah feathers. Yeah. The Xayah feathers.
Like I said, I think against anyone else, they can last pretty decently long. It could come down to the odds later on where Zoe can kind of go, but it looks like, Buddha actually goes down also on the side screen. X31 just going to go low. They are going to be able to go see what the Golem has in store. But again, this lobby is starting to get down to the wire. Pockygom still win streaking, still maintaining everything they've seen. I want to see if they got to 200 gold. Meanwhile, you have Drown God, Tech Savage, and here DannyDonuts on top 4 by the skin of their teeth. 7 HP separating them and X31. It's still anyone's game, especially as the damage numbers for Stage 6 get pretty high.
Here we go. Let's see what the items are. Ionic Spark coming in for DannyDonuts. And an item remover.
Hey. I mean, the thing is, though, like, who would you sort of remove at this instance? You can try to see... Oh, no, actually, no. That's who you remove. That's perfect. There you go. I answered my own question. I completely forgot we still had a random shiv on the horse. Horses... They have a hard time with it. They can't necessarily hold it too well. Like, they kind of put it in their mouth.
Put it in their mouth, just like swing it like this. It's like that.
Plus, like, Hex already holding the scythe. Like, you can't have that. You can't have 2 weapons. That's ridiculous.
I think
you haven't classed into dual wield. Don't even step to me with that. Like, there's a whole skill tree you got to go down. The Hecarim I know has not multi-class, so hard thing to overcome, but still has it goes. Tech Savage, though, we haven't been able to talk about them too much, have actually been going more for the reroll here on the Anivia, which is a comp that I love, but has really struggled to gain prominence.
I mean, it's the... Okay, never mind. I was going to talk about the Shioyu, but it's gone.
Yeah, Shioyu's gone.
Anyway, this Anivia is trying their hardest to survive. It's not going to be enough, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, again, it's just so much damage from this Scale Scorn here, and... It's multiplying everything that Xayah normally does.
Goes down. Here we go, top 4.
Hey,
in lobby number 1.
Yeah, first top 4 of the stream. Pocky, Drown God, Danny, and Tech Savage sneaking on through. Everything I like to see. How much gold you got, Pocky?
Now it's a matter of fact of how many points you can get.
I mean, at this point, like, I feel like gold is a moral victory here.
Yeah.
Like, you've done it. You've hit a really high amount. I want to see a 3-star here before we leave. Give me a free star 5 cost. Give me a free star 10 cost. I'm feeling pretty greedy if they're willing to be just as greedy as I am.
Pockygom is probably your best bet then.
I know. We'll have to see exactly how it goes here. Drown God trying to see if they can eliminate Danny, or at least
the spark is good.
Pretty low.
The Shroud is good. The Hecarim stun is better. Here we got the Tempest stun, going to buy a little bit of time. Ao Shin going for the abilities. Here we go. The Rocket Barrage coming in.
Ow, my shins! It hurts so much.
And it kills him.
Oh, 0 HP. Let's see if Tech Savage can survive just a little bit longer. They actually win, so that's just going to be a clean 4th coming in there for DannyDonuts. Still respectable here at this stage. They were able to get the top 4. That is going to be positive in terms of points advancement. However, maybe they would like to see themselves go a little bit harder. But, hey, actually, wait a second. They're not on fire anymore. Pocky has lost a round here. I want to see if this means they got to make a deeper economic investment. Reach into those pockets.
We got to take a look and see what Gachagam is up to off that loss. The Ao Shin, though, coming in for Drowned God, doing wonders right now.
Yeah, and I mean, those maybe aren't optimal items. I don't really think you have a lot of use for having, the Last Whisper on there. But at the same time, Last Whisper's attack speed, it's allowing for Ao Shin to attack that little bit faster, get the cast off a little bit faster. This could be a way, too, in order to fight that Deja more effectively. Just because this is another all-over-the-place kind of comp. Look at all the damage that comes through.
Wait, but it's not enough. Deja's still alive.
Oh,
still autoing away, but is it enough, though?
It's one.
Nope,
Deja versus the world.
knock-up. The Ornn knock-up is too much.
See what I mean, though? Deja is usually so protected. It's why they're able to get so much damage off here with those rockets. And because you now have a back-to-front composition, or at the very least something that's going to hit absolutely everything in the form of the Ao Shin, that's going to be phenomenal in terms of really disrupting the game plan that's really brought Pockygom this late into game 1.
God, though. He's got the mage hat now.
Oh, that's big.
That's very big.
What do you think that is? Do you drop Heimerdinger here? Because you're going to be losing a pretty important stun. However, most of the major enemy carries are going to already have QS. It's definitely, I think, going on Sona. I can't really think of a situation where it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because that's going to give you a bunch of extra stun potential.
Go for that again.
Oh, actually, wait. Deja's here as well if you want to go for the double rocket cast. It looks like that is going to be the play.
Ao Shin's
sorry, Ao Shin, excuse me. I said Deja. I still have Pocky on the mind.
All right, we got a dragon on every player right now. The Shio
Shio here really just being a little bit more of a support tank, really. Usually you see like a huge amount of swords being carried. Here, though, you got a little bit of healing just to keep things going. A little bit of extra cast here with Shojin. And all this is just being done to delay things that little bit longer for Anivia.
The Tempest buff helping Ao Shin. Auto even more. Here we go. That's the first cast, and he's going to do it again.
I got to say, I can't believe I was saying, maybe this should go on the Sona. When there is Ao Shin right here, I think Ao Shin can hear me, and that means that I am in danger of being smited at this moment as well for really thinking that it would go on anyone else, which I feel I will repent, I swear, but it's a scary kind of thought.
Yeah.
But also on top of it, too, as you highlighted, that's another really important note about Tempest. Remember, it buffs the attack speed of all the Tempest units after it goes off, where most people just look at it, haha, big stun, big damage, but it's got that extra benefit
it's got the attack speed, and it's doing wonders for him, especially with the mage buff. Can cast it twice. Could go for one more mage here, but doesn't really want to go for that just yet.
Oh, it is going to be the repeat fight here.
Yes. This is do or die for Tech Savage right now.
Yeah. At this stage, I feel like a lot of this is going to be hurt by the fact that Anivia is halted by the shock coming in here from Tempest. But also, again, like, how much can you do against Ao Shin?
This is
going to be able to get that first cast off, second cast coming.
Second cast is going
to
be a little weaker. Second cast is a little weaker, and it's just not enough at this time around.
Oh, is this a positioning diff?
It might be a positioning diff. Tech Savage lives to fight another round.
I can't do it right now. I will, though, after the tournament. I want to look back on these last two fights, just try to figure out what exactly the difference was there. Because I know we saw the Anivia move a little bit more in and clump up a slight bit more. It also could have just been better bard targeting as well.
Big highlight there. Gachagom actually hits level 9. Oh. That's another 2-star Deja.
And a 2-star bard. There's a lot of economy
we can't
going
see
down.
anything. Oh my! He's going.
A big roll down's happening at this point.
The big roll.
At this point, though, we have to keep looking at what's over here. Really, I feel like if all these things happening here for Gachagom, I'm trying to see if they can keep things going. I feel like Drowned God needs to do everything they can. I'm hearing
something
screams.
Is happening.
Something's happened
Something
over there.
happened.
Another
2-star Yasuo. We need to see Gachagom's.
Oh,
there it is. We need to go to Gachagom.
Switch things over.
We need to go to Gachagom right now. What is going?
They're still rolling. They're going.
The feed is all Gachagom.
So much gold.
It's all Gacha.
I mean, this is becoming the raid boss waking up, activating stage 2.
Look at
the golden board.
They
still have 60 gold left.
He still has stuff to go. He's going.
6 bars. Another
2-star Zoe.
Scale.
Another
They're
Yasuo.
getting as many 5 cost as they can.
We are not. We are unhinged now. This is completely insane. 4-star Namzi, 3-star Deja.
This is
you said you wanted to.
I just want to be quiet here. I want to take all of this in. Look at the damage that comes in from the wave. You don't even need the rockets anymore.
It's not necessary. What is that thing? Oh, it's a Zephyr.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I mean, if you're even saying I don't need this Zephyr, that's huge. Tech Savage also goes down here. This could just end up being a victory lap. Look at the extra gold that comes into.
I think this is done.
I think they want to try to go for one more free-star.
No way. No way. No way.
It's only 6. It's only 6.
Okay.
You're fine.
Yes,
I know what you were thinking.
I thought it was on the board.
Bard has 6. There's
I thought
also
it was on
6
the board.
Jirakas. I think at this point you'd want to go for Bard, but there's, 9 in the pool? Drown God has 1. I don't really think he fight. No, they're still going to be going for it.
Oh, he wants it.
I don't think they're going to get it, though. That's a shame.
Yeah. A little bit unfortunate, but still.
Now,
you said you wanted a 3-star 4 or 5 cost.
I mean, I got it. The one thing I got to call out, look at that shop. It's just so rare you get to see all that gold. But just generally, too, this is going to be a pretty rough thing to kind of see. Alshin's not even getting 1 cast off at this point.
It's over.
Incredibly crazy
there we
thing
go.
to see. What a way to end game 1.
Woo! Some stacked lobbies, some stacked compositions, but Gotcha in his name, high rolls everything with 100 and how many gold?
200 gold.
200 gold.
1 for each point of IQ. That is phenomenal to see. These plays coming in here off of game 1.